Hey everybody, I'm live out there in the land of YouTube. It's Friday Night Live. Welcome. The seagulls are cheering for the show ahead of time. How you guys doing? What's going on? How you holding up? Is it crazy enough for you yet? Huh? Terry's proud that she grew a tomato. Good for you. Where's the bell? Nice job. As you can see, I'm barely dressed because it's very hot. Jeez. All of a sudden, that humidity rolled in, along with the jellyfish, along with the new jellyfish. We need to lighten things up because it's getting really icky and gross out in the world of the MAGA mob that's taken over America. Yes, the seagulls are here too. We need to work on a bottle drop. Remember the bottle drop from my office? Anyway, before we really get into it, I need to fill this. Okay, everyone send positive vibes to my list. Send positive vibes. Send Reiki. I need 75 signatures that are good to be on the ballot. All right? I can feel your vibes. I can feel your vibes. I'm going to have to hit it hard because I entered late and I need to, it's really like I procrastinated a little bit and now the pressure is on. I have my Gloucester pen, which I got from the mayor when I played music at this event called Music with the Mayor. So let's put that on to remind myself that we are in a democracy. Yes, I need to fill the list. I need to more than fill the list. And there are a few opportunities, like music, concert events that are outdoors that I can kind of be on the outskirts and collect signatures. And I have name recognition here because my family, I'm from here. So that will help. And I do work well under pressure. That's true, Rose. Look at Psychic News Network. No, it's not pressure, it's fun. I don't know about you guys, but I know that watching Dumpy at this point, 10 years in, is really devastating. I know he went to Scotland. I was wondering if he would go because I know his health is really suffering. Yes, go Councilwoman Dion. That would be me. I'd be in charge of all this. It's exhausting to listen to him. It's exhausting to see him. And it's exhausting now to be in a place of knowing what he's trying to do. I mean, it's devastating across the board, no matter who you are, but especially to women, what he's planning to do. He's planning to pardon sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell. What about all these accusations that MAGA was always making about the Democrats being pedos and all that? What about that, right? So we'll look at that. We'll take a look. Thank you for being here, and please hit the thumbs up. When we have 200 thumbs up, we will do a group hug. We had to wait till the very, very end on Wednesday to get to that point. We're going to use the B cards tonight. We will start with asking the pendulum with the present energy. Electrostorm is saying Scotland, it's okay to keep him. We don't want him. They don't want him. Scotland doesn't want him. Well, Donnie, I'm not saying that it's factual that he is pardoning her. I did not say that. I said that's what he's planning to do. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. All right. Okay. Scotland is the birthplace of Sean Connery. You miss him every day. The very first official badass James Bond. Yeah, right. Thank you, Zircon, for putting my info up. Let's just ask it this way. Is Dumpy planning to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell? He's not sure yet. He's not sure. She would not be safe if she was pardoned. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have heard that she has been, because let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay, that has not happened. I'm just making the point that that's what's on his mind. And what I get around that is that he's not sure. Okay. Is that what they're pushing for, to pardon her? Yeah, they're pushing the MAGAs, the MAGA mob, the MAGA crime mob, the MAGA crime mob is pushing for that. Okay, so we don't have anything conclusive. We just know that it's in the air. That's what's in the air. Thank you, Warren, for putting my info up. If you sent me something recently to my P.O. Box, thank you profusely from the bottom of my heart. I'll be sending out thank yous soon. You guys are wonderful, wonderful. Not just because you're generous, because you're just wonderful anyway. MAGA needs to realize he is a pedo. Well, let's see how that's going to go. I've misplaced my deck of character. It'll turn up eventually. So we're going to go with the B deck right now. If you send me something, if anybody send me something, please just know that I check my P.O. Box about once every week and a half. So no worries if I don't mention it. Okay. I'm going to pull 3 cards. And I'm asking this. I'm asking about the situation. I'm just going to use the B cards. About what's going to happen with the situation with Maxwell. I'm not going to get into the commuting or sentence and all that. I'm not going to get into all that because it's just pretty basic. She should be in prison for her entire sentence and maybe then some. So that's where I'm at with that. She needs to be punished to the full extent of the law. So I'm just reading about the energy around that. Okay. What we see, I have this image of a crying divine mother. A crying divine mother. This is like this is the scourge. This is the women scorned. The women that were harmed. I do see the Queen of Jars. I see the Five of Pentacles. Let me tell you that this is like the big reveal that they will go so far as to, I'm just reading the energy of the situation. They will go so far as to think the most important thing to do is pardon Maxwell. They will go so far where they're pushing for that. And the Queen of Jars indicates because of that, they shouldn't be on the fence about this at all. They should not pardon her. It is absolutely disgusting. The Queen of Jars here says, when that happens, even that it's being discussed, this energy of this whole situation, the women are going to unite like you've never seen before. That these men and some women think that women should be crimed against. Yeah, and Damon's like, if I had a daughter that was her victim, I would camp outside that prison and wait for her to get out. You're not the only one. I really do feel that in the air. You pray the victims get some kind of justice. I think it's going to come later. He pardons the insurrectionists. That's just as disgusting. Yeah, it's a different kind of disgusting, but it's equally disgusting. Yes, that's Rose. Rose was seeing the same thing I just said. I see the women organizing and uniting. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. We know how that goes, right? So true. Look out. We have had it. Over 200 victims, more than that. I think I get that there are more than that, and I'm afraid to even check. It's totally disgusting. I mean, part of the reason that we get together, and I always complain my number of views is low, but we have to get together like we do. 7 years now. 7 years. We get together because we need to have a community. When I am campaigning, my slogan is going to be bringing unity to community. That's what it's about. That's what I'm about. Just for the record. We need to talk about these things. If you sit around and you have nobody to listen to that's talking about how we all feel, you might go crazy. I know I would. Let's pull 3 cards about Dumpy's status. I wish I had my nefarious cards in front of me. I don't see that they're in front of me. We'll just go with these tonight. It's too hot to look for things. 3 cards about Dumpy right now. And I'm just in a place where I can't look at his ugly face. I am so sick of him. I know we've said that before, but it keeps getting worse and worse. We need to fight really hard. Dumpy, 6 of Wands, the Magician. Oh, okay. Justice for Dumpy. 6 of Wands, people working on it. And I have the Magician card too. He thinks that pardoning Giselle is going to get him off the hook if he goes ahead and does that. He thinks that it will. But it actually makes him more a sitting duck, more of a target for justice. Interesting. You hope they take care of him in Scotland? Blue Moon Tea. I know what you mean. Yeah, this is justice. He's getting stung. I don't even know why he goes to other countries, because he's so loathed. He's so despised. He's so hated. Let's ask this. Does he really believe that these other countries, does he really believe in his delusional mind that in these other countries, they really do like him? Does he really believe that? Actually, he doesn't. He doesn't believe that they like him in these other countries. I heard a quote today. I don't know if it was Michael Wolff or who heard him say this. I think it was Jeffrey Epstein's brother. Yes, it was. They've been interviewing Epstein's brother. I'd love to pick his brain and find out what happened to Jeffrey in terms of how did he get so evil. But anyway, what he said, what Dumpy said when asked years ago why he sleeps with other men's wives, why he sleeps with married women, do you know what he said? When it's so wrong, what he said was, I like it. I like that because it is wrong. I don't know if anybody heard that before. But that's what Dumpy said about sleeping with married women. That it was appealing to him for the reason that because it's wrong. So when I look at what are these What does he think about these other countries he's visiting that they hate him? He's attracted to that. He's attracted to that. Let's hear a dad joke. Why is Daddy hugging his barbecue? Because it's the grill of his dreams. Oh, it's like a Father's Day joke, right? Yes, I saw in the Scotland newspaper headline, it said convicted felon to arrive in Scotland. We were talking the other night about whether they allowed convicted felons to get into Scotland. Yeah, he loves being hated. I think it makes him feel like he's all powerful. He's Satan. And by the way, I saw a couple of you mentioning the South Park, what they did at South Park. This is the kind of thing that was one for the history books. That was amazing. Kudos to South Park. Dad joke, what did the Boston fisherman say to the magician? Pick a cod, any cod. That was specially for me, Thomas. I like it. Saw someone holding a sign that said, we hated Trump before it was fashionable. Nobody liked him. Think about it. Let's think about who can you think of, like in the public eye, that really likes Dumpy? My goodness. Okay, so what we're going to look at now, and I only do have access to the B cards at the present moment, because my cards walk away, and when they feel like it, they come back. Thank you, Kenneth. I appreciate it. Thank you to all of you who donate and realize that I can only stay afloat with your help. I appreciate it. Muchly. You are all awesome. No matter how much you contribute or aren't able to, that's fine too. Can I imagine having the entire world hate you? He loves it. It gives him, like, because it's kind of like the whole premise that good publicity and bad publicity it's all publicity. He likes the bad publicity. Okay, so what's happening behind the scenes right now? We've been talking about this a little bit. I think that, what do we call him? Teal? I forget. We had a name from Empty Teal? Empty Teal? And JD Vance. What are they up to? Yeah, whatever keeps Stumpy in the news. He just needs to have the headline at all times. All right. Cheryl's in South Carolina. Oh my gosh. It's probably as hot here, Cheryl, as it is in South Carolina. So JD Vance went to Nantucket. Why does he go on these vacations? Does he think it's going to be fun? What the hell does he do? What's he doing in Nantucket? Putting all his nefarious things in a bucket in Nantucket. JD, so I'm asking about JD and Teal. Thank you, Kat. You get a bell. JD and Nantucket. I don't even know why they're coming to the blue states. Why are they coming to the blue states? That's a good question. 10 of Wands, 7. JD is a mess. He's just a mess. He also doesn't know that people can't stand him. I feel like JD is in this place of, he's got two things going on. He's like schizo. JD's in this place of, I think I don't care if people like me, and at the same time, I need people to like me. You think that Trump is like the energy entity in an episode of the original Star Trek? The entity fed off the negative energy of the Kingdom and Enterprise crew flying. Oh, thank you for bringing that up, Michael Garrity, because I was reflecting just a few moments ago before I came on. I really was. Thank you, Marby. I was reflecting just a few moments ago As my hatred was boiling over for this disgusting human who stole the White House, I was attempting to figure out how to reel in my hatred, right? So that Star Trek episode is a good one. I need to look that one up. Let me know if you know the name of it. Where the negative entity was feeding off the negative emotions of the people in the Enterprise. Meanwhile, back to JD. And then I have something funny I want to show you, and you may have seen it, but I just need to show it to you. It's not the South Park thing. Damon says, saying no, Trump is Jabba the Hutt from Star Wars. He's a lot of things. So JD he's all mixed up. That is a mixed up boy. And he is a boy. And we were reading on him the other night, and I feel like his marriage is not going to last. JD, I feel that Usha has had enough. And then somebody the other night was saying that they had a big fight in a restaurant in Montana. What was he doing in Montana? So what do we have here? So the 10 of Wands, yeah, he's overloaded. JD is overloaded. I think he needs a big nap. And he's on the defensive. This is a Prince of Swords. He's not feeling confident. Why isn't he feeling confident if he has all these mega billionaire techies? I have to go a little bit further into this. Why is JD not feeling confident when he has the cover of all these techies, all these billionaires that are literally, speaking of sci-fi, literally they're trying to take over the world. Oh, the Murdochs have a ranch in Montana. Aha, the plot thickens. So I would think that JD would be feeling confident after that meeting, but I'm not picking that up. Let's read a little bit more on that. Usha had a position as clerk for one of the SCOTUS judges prior to JD. Not sure when she left that. Could always Google it. All right, 3 cards about Peter Thiel and Murdoch together. I'm going to put them in the same bucket. It's all the same energy. What I pick up is that they're planning to overthrow Dumpy. That's just my psychic impression. That's what you come here for. Don't be writing me letters. Teal and, oh, interesting. I know this might not make sense, but it feels like the energy of the feminine is going to stop them somehow. I think that's an energetic thing. So I'm asking about Teal and Murdoch and JD, and I feel like the energy of the divine feminine cannot be stopped, and it might just be an energetic thing. Just like the positive energy of us keeping it high vibe affects the collective. I feel like the divine feminine is rising and they just won't be able to do what they're trying to do. And that's accurate. That feels accurate. And this morning on Off the Ledge, I went into this little, speech about misogyny just being at its end. And this is part of it. We have to see it revealed before it can be healed, and it's an ugly thing. So don't listen to Dumpy too much, because it's going to get to you, especially to the women. It's going to really upset. I know it upsets the men too, but when you think about these young girls, children committing crimes against children, I promise I won't go on about it. Sue's asking if she has to fly to my town from Palm Springs, California to sign my... You have to live in my area for your signature to count. All right, so what I want to show you, and by the way, my little stand broke. Does anyone want to buy me a stand? Not that I can't afford it, but I quit Amazon. And this is what I use to do my outdoor vids. It's the brand is AN like Nancy XR, ANXR. I guess I could duct tape it. Anyway, I need to show you this. Jerome Powell. Oh my gosh. Let me do this way. I'm kind of hooked on diaper diplomacy. Hang on a second. If you saw the meeting with Jerome Powell and Dumpy, boy, Jerome really hates that guy. I don't blame him.
Thank you very much. We're looking at the construction, and we're with the chairman, as you know. Chairman, come on over. And we're just taking a look at what's happening. You know, it's a tough construction job. They're building basements where they didn't exist or expanding them, and a lot of very expensive work. There's no question about it. And Tim has been with me for a long time, and you're in charge of the committee.
Indeed, one of the reasons why I wanted to see it was the overruns of the expenses, wanted to figure out why.
Yeah. So we're taking a look, and it looks like it's about 3.1 billion. It went up a little bit, or a lot. So the 2.7 is now 3.1.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah, I haven't heard that from anybody. But
It just came out.
I noticed that at about 3.1 as well.
3.1.
3.2. This came from us.
Yes. I don't know who does that.
Are you including the Martin renovation? You just added entire capital. Yeah, you just added in a third building. Is what that is. That's a third building.
Well, no, but it's a building that's being built.
No, it was built 5 years ago. We finished Martin 5 years later.
As part of the overall work.
But
So,
it's not new.
So we're going to take a look. We're going to see what's happening, and it's got a long way. Do you expect any more additional cost overruns?
Don't expect them. We're ready for them. But we have a little bit of a reserve that we may use, but no, we don't expect to be finished in 2027. We're well along, as you can see.
If you saw, hang on, let me plug this back in. If you saw that, Jerome Powell was like, I cannot stand this guy. It was, honestly, he's so low. Dumpy is so low IQ. It boggles your intelligent brain. It boggles your unintelligent brain. It boggles, it's just, it's unbelievable. We do have to know what's going on, though. People like, you don't want to listen to his voice. I understand. I was just talking about that. But I thought it was funny. We need comedic relief. Now, that diaper diplomacy is really, really fun. Gloria liked it. He got Dumpy. That's what was great about it. We love that. All right. You all need to tell me when we have 200 thumbs up. We almost have 200 in the room, so let me know. Powell is unflappable. Let's read on him. While we're at it. While we're here. Will Dumpy succeed in firing Powell? I have a no. I have a no. Okay. Let's ask this. I'm going to ask about Gavin Newsom because Gavin Newsom is stepping up to the plate and doing what needs to be done. I think we all need to be following what Gavin Newsom is doing because he's watching Dumpy like a hawk and he's countering every move that Dumpy is making. Gavin Newsom. And Dumpy is trying to rig the system so that we have no more elections. He's trying to rig the system so we have nothing, nada, minus zero. And we're going to read on Gavin Newsom. After we do a dad joke. Why was the drummer heartbeat hesitant about... Sorry, Thomas. Sorry. Why was the drummer hesitant about returning to his former band? He didn't want to deal with the repercussions. That was worth it. That was worth the effort to go back. All right, I think Kathy Beal had a question for me today. Let's see what it was. We have to give Kathy a little shout out here. Trump is going to be in Scotland for 5 days. Will they try to do something while he's out of the country? That's her question. So what she was referring to was JD and Teal. Will they try to pull a fast one? Because remember on Monday I was seeing fast. The cherry card keeps coming up, and that means they are trying to pull a fast one. So let's see. Are they going to try to pull a fast one on America, JD and Murdoch and such, while Dumpy is out of the country? And I told her initially that I didn't feel that there would be. Elizabeth heard very recently, like yesterday, that Dumpy wants to reopen Alcatraz. Can I read on that? He won't be able to. It's just too far gone. It's too far gone. It's too much of an expense, and I feel Gavin Newsom getting intervening there. Most of the decisions and outcomes under this Mercury retrograde will be undone. Let's read on Ron DeFascist. I'm seeing people, regular people, rebelling against Ron DeFascist. We're almost to the point that we just want to like. I feel like as Americans we feel like, oh my God, we're falling, we're sinking. Somebody help us, and we're like pleading with the rest of the world to do something. So let's I won't read on Ron DeFascist just yet. Let's read on the ICC, the International Criminal Court, which I recently heard Dumpy's. I didn't know you could put sanctions on the ICC, but I read that he was. Is he sanctioning the ICC? Yeah, so I need to know more about that. Wildflower Wind is saying, I think Murdoch has all the Epstein info and will release more stuff. Yeah, I do too. You toured Alcatraz 30 years ago. It was pretty creaky back then. Yeah, it would be billions and billions and billions of dollars. We're going to read on Ron DeFascist. To say in has been robbing Florida blind and killing you. Yeah, I'm sorry that you're in Florida. I know Michael just moved out of Florida. I hope you're doing well, Michael. We all have our problems in every state. Okay, so let's do this. We're going to read on Ron DeFascist and how he's doing. But honestly, I've seen a lot of regular citizens rising up, and we're getting braver. Look at what South Park did. And every time somebody does something really courageous and brave, what do we say? Courage is contagious. And we need massive amounts of courage. Only we, the people, can get the monster out. I know this is not a time to go, oh, is anybody going to do anything? Although I do want to appeal to the rest of the world to help us. I didn't find out if we can write to the International Criminal Court. I do want to find that out. Ron DeFascist. What is his fate? He's a sadistic you-know-what. 8 of Wands. Something's going to happen to him quickly. 4 of Wands. It looks like he's going to be held accountable for what he's doing. The words can't even come out of my mouth for what they built in the Everglades. I'm just going to say for what they built in the Everglades. It is so upsetting. I know how hot it is up here. You can't even imagine. This regime is kaput. I agree. So Ron DeFascist, it looks like there's some quick moving action, lots of legal issues, lots of lawsuits, tons of lawsuits about that monstrosity that he built in the Everglades. Do you know that he didn't go through any of the codes, any of the environmental regulations, anything. They built the thing in 8 days. It's all leaky. The plumbing is just not even there. They're torturing people. Yeah, these people are cruel and will reap what they sow. It's remarkable how cruel they are. I have on Ron DeFascist, 9 of Jars, lots and lots of lawsuits. tons of lawsuits. Catherine made it to the live. Hi, haven't seen you in a while, Catherine Rodriguez. Right above Maria Rodriguez. It's a lovely name. Abrego Garcia, I think, is out of jail. I think. Shall we have a dad joke? I told my wife that her new lacy bra hugs the curves in all the right places. She looked at me in the eye, dead in the eye, and said, "Take that off." I had to think for 1 second. We the People. I'm reading on We the People. Let me see if I can grab another deck. Hang on. Hang on a sec. All right. I'm going to do my best to do PNN pop-ups over the weekend. And make sure you mark your calendar for Church of Spirituality every single Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. It's not religion. It's spiritual inspiration. Okay. We the People. What I'm going to read on, and the people are protesting every day. They submitted 1 million signatures, Jessica Denson and company, with Al Green, and I think Free Speech for People. I think maybe Indivisible is part of that too. So let's see how We the People are doing. We need 43 thumbs up to make it to 200. All right, keep a tally because I can't see the thumbs up when I'm using StreamYard. We the people have the power. Don't let them think that you don't. Mostly people aren't empowered because most people, your average Joe or Joanne walking on the street, they're not getting the news. They're not getting the news. So we have to inform them. So you know that when I'm out there campaigning, if anybody asks me about what's going on in this country, I'm going to tell them. I might just tell them anyway. Okay, I have the reward card. I'm reading on We the People. I have the reward card. I have the I just said that. I have the confusion card. So the reward comes when we clear up the confusion, and I have the regenerator card. So we have got to get on the ball with teaching people, informing people, telling people what's going on. How many people out there that just watch the mainstream media are aware that they have an alligator Alcatraz? See, I can't even say it. How many people out there that are just walking on the street know that every single safeguard that we had in place in the United States in all areas of our federal government have been stripped away? How many people do you encounter know that? That's what these cards are saying. We have the power. There's a reward here. We have the power, but the confusion is making us less powerful. The collective confusion is zapping our power. That's why the truth matters. We've got to get the truth out there. So hats off to all the independent media that's doing their job. Hats off to Lawrence O'Donnell. I wish I would catch him every night. I'm just so put off by mainstream media. Hats off to the people that are doing the work. Hats off to people like Gavin Newsom and Jessica Denson and Midas Touch, even though I complain about them, and Adam Muckler and Brian Tyler Cohen and Glenn Kirshner. There are so many. We've got to remember that because we have to send people to the places where the real news is. For God's sake, send them to this channel. We go over it. We read on it. So at least if they don't get details, they have like a little snippets. Oh, that's going on. Oh, that's going on. Because I do see that there's a reward there. For those of us who are getting out there and speaking up, Jim Acosta. There's a lot of them. And I have the regenerator card. So as long as we do our work, we will regenerate. Really important. Now, let me tell you what I've been encountering on the not too many days, not too many hours out there, getting people to sign on to get me enough signatures to be on the ballot. And we can't pay attention to these kinds of people. I'm giving you a heads up. When you're out there and you're talking about what's going on, there will be people that treat you like you're committing some kind of a heinous crime because you're participating in democracy. There are people that are so fed up with what's going on in this country, they will just forcefully say to you, I don't want anything to do with it. And we have to push through that, because what's coming is the containment ships didn't come to port. So we've been purchasing what was already in store, you know, in the stock that a store has. And that's about to run out around September, October, November. These are the things that are going to wake people up. So let's give them all a, like, okay, warning, 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 right? Let's read on Kamala. Now, what I've been saying about Kamala is that she was a prosecutor. She was an attorney general of California. She prosecuted trafficking crimes. Remember when she got on the campaign trail a year ago? Remember how glorious all that time was? Let's still ride the wave of that energy, because it's still there. Energy doesn't just get destroyed. That energy is still there. She said, one of the first things she said when she first started her campaign was this: I know Donald Trump's type. Remember that? Remember that? Her specialty is prosecuting traffickers, human traffickers. And she is not sitting idly by. I don't care what anybody says. Of course, she'd have to be very much doing it in secret. Very much. Three cards. So I just thought of this. I have a question about you guys that live in Florida. I'm reading on Kamala, but you guys that live in Florida, I heard something about Ron DeFascis planning some kind of a fight event. Did anybody hear about that? I just want to know more about it. All right, hang on. I have a stuck card in here. I don't want to be not playing with a full deck. How'd that get stuck in there? Have you guys heard about that? Ron DeFascis is planning some kind of a fight, a fighting event or a wrestling event. Oh, these cards just flipped over. Okay. I don't know. The world card. This is a world card. I'm reading on Kamala. This is a world card. She's involved with other world leaders in discussions about what's going on here. That makes me feel reassured. That really does. Yes. Fortune. Oh, yeah. She's on it. She's finding out all about what's going on. She knows they're all about what's going on. The world card is here. I think that she's had discussions with people in the legal departments, the justice departments, and internationally. There's a lot of conversation going on. There's a lot of conversation going on. Yes. Thank you, Zircon. Book a reading with PsychicAnetDion.com. The world is going to save us, Rita says. Well, let's read on that. Let's read on that. Because we know that this is a world issue. This trafficking is a world issue. And I'm seeing a report. We need 21 thumbs up to make 200 to do a group hug. Read what Sue Prater is saying. It is true. JD is working a tightrope, acting like he was there for his boss, but in reality was looking at Rupert Murdoch more than Dumpy. I agree with that. That's why when I pulled cards on JD, he was like all like being torn, like he's feeling schizo. Elizabeth had a great read, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. Sometimes I kick people's butts, but they like that. I try to be gentle, but I have score prizing. All right. 3 cards about the International Criminal Court. Yeah, Prince Andrew was involved, right? How many other international figures were there? I think they're in the process of busting this international crime ring. It's taken a long time. But my guys just said it takes as long as it takes. It's our job to save our democracy. 0 degrees of Scorpio rising. Warren, are you an astrologer? Fulfillment, aspiration. You heard it here. I'm reading on the International Criminal Court. They are getting to a place, they've been aspiring to get everything they need. This is the aspiring card. This is the fulfillment card. They're closing in on the Emperor. Interesting. And I'm feeling some real damn determined energy, because think about it. How could it not be? What Dumpy is planning to do destroys not only this country, and I say it all the time, it's a threat to human existence on planet Earth. He's planning to double down, drill baby drill, burn as many fossil fuels as he can. He promised the billionaire oil barons that if they donated $1 billion to his coffers during the campaign, that he would take away all regulations. What he's planning to do is to give carte blanche to any polluter who wants to pollute. He's just planning to go ahead and pollute. Go ahead, pollute all you want. That's what his plan is, all the while removing every single protection that you and me and your family and your children, and your grandchildren, your great nieces and your great nephews, all your neighbors. He's planning to take away every single thing that protects us. This is a world issue. So it is in the best interest of all the world leaders that are sane to come together and to help America to shut this shit down, because it's not just about the damage to America, it's about the damage to the entire planet. So I do see the International Criminal Court working, aspiring to really, it's like, you know that saying, if you're going to go for the king, you got to make sure you don't miss. And they've been aspiring to that, and they're experiencing success in their progress. And then they're going to take the emperor down. Think about it, right, Maria? And this is, yeah, they're protesting in Scotland. So there is a positive side to all that we're going through, and we've got to learn to train ourselves to see it. That's why I do Off the Ledge every single day. Every single day. Because the problems that we are facing are so huge that we need to be forced to wake up and to come together. Yes, Jack Smith is helping prosecute this international crime, of course. Jack Smith, for as much as he was demonized, like Dumpy demonizes everyone who's working to not bow down to him. Jack Smith is no pushover. Let's read on that. Because you remember Carl saying on January 6, 2029, if Dumpy is around for that, he'll scream how the decision who lives or dies is his alone. He needs to be 86. Yeah. Yeah, he needs to go. Absolutely. That's his thinking is like Putin's and Kim Jong-un's. That's why he loves them so much. The Iroquois tribe has a saying, with our every decision, we must consider the impact of those decisions on the next 7 generations. Yes, that is true. Okay, so let me see. Let's ask this: how's Dumpy's health? Will Dumpy make it through August? I meant, still walking around. Will Dumpy make it through the year? No. I'm just checking. He won't make it through the year. Will Dumpy be removed? I get that he'll be removed. Let's read on Obama. Because he's trying to go after Obama. Actually, you know what? When I look at did you know Pam Blondie and what's her face is there Tulsi are having a fight? Did you know that? They're having a big old cat fight, those women. And as soon as I heard that Tulsi and Blondie aren't getting along, I tuned in and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hair flying everywhere. That's the kind of sense that I got about it. So we're going to read on that. All right. We're going to read on Blondie. Will they be wrestling at the White House? Maybe they'll set up a wrestling ring for Blondie and Tulsi on the front lawn. Dad joke, I hit my head and got amnesia, but only forgot every second number starting with 1. What are the odds? Promise you make us smile every time. We love you. You're marvelous. Okay, so we're a waiting pool filled with Jello for Tulsi and Bonnie. I'm looking this up. Oh, I have the Fool card. They're just outing themselves. If they're gonna go at it, if Blondie's gonna go at it with Gabbard, oh my gosh, it's just gonna implode. The whole thing is gonna implode. And we're gonna just be like, oh my goodness, look at them. Get your popcorn. Americans don't understand China. That's true. I admit it. And I have the Fool card on Tulsi and Blondie. What I'm really picking up about them is the more that the American people get their shtick, what they're doing, the more tense they get. And when these women get all uptight and tense, it ain't pretty. You still crack up over the bleach blonde, bad built butch body. That was really good. And by the way, Dumpy's trying to rig the elections in Texas so that no blacks or Latinos can be in office. And Gavin Newsom has the counter to that. I'm telling you, people, we really need to be all in on helping our country. No excuse for any of us to not be involved. No excuse for any of us. Think about it. Look at the courageous people and what they're doing and be that. And if you don't feel that courageous, do something that doesn't require a lot of courage, but we need to be all in and we need to tell everybody. Okay, what question am I completely overlooking? Anything? What did Damon say about Gabbard? Do you think Tulsi hates her job now? Yeah, yeah. Let's read on her specifically. Let's read on her specifically. Tulsi Gabbard, what's going on for her? She's all over the place. She says something, and Blondie too, for that matter. I feel like they're really on edge and really nervous about what's going on because they keep flip-flopping. They don't know what they think. They say one thing, and then, like, Pam Blondie, oh, yeah, the files are on my desk because they're going to be revealed. And then, oh, no, there's no files. And then Tulsi Gabbard, like, what was she saying about Iran? Something about Iran. Oh, she said Iran doesn't have any weapons of mass destruction or whatever. And then she turned around and made up some story about Obama. I mean, it was like, what the heck? I'm reading on Tulsi. Yeah, they're nervous because they're lying, and they get lost in their lies. So because they're so lost in their lies, the whole lot of them, the whole mob, the whole criminal mob that's in positions of leadership in this country, because they're getting so befuddled with all the lies, what Dumpy's trying to do is shut down anything that has to do with democracy at all. Because that's just like, let's just throw it all away. That's why we have to really pay attention. Tulsi, do we have 200 thumbs up yet? I'm counting on you guys to tell the truth and the whole truth. So the Tulsi, she's doing it for the money and to feel important, and she's highly emotional right now because it's not working out because the walls are closing in. We know the files are a distraction, Desi. We know that. I went to court accused of stealing 23 bottles of beer. The judge threw the charge out. He said the prosecution couldn't make a case out of it. All right, what else? Cards for the weekend? Ding ding, we're at 200. Wow, we've been getting there at the end lately. So, before I pull cards for the weekend, it's funny, I saw Gavin Newsom giving a press conference today, and they were doing it outside, and he was going through the same thing that I go through. They had to stop when the big motorcycle went by. They had to stop when the big sirens went by. It made me feel like I wasn't all alone. We don't fearmonger in the chat. I just want to, because some people are new, and I want everyone to know that we don't do that. Okay? We just don't do that. We don't, because we're invested, and you might not know, we're invested in keeping the energy vibration high. It's hard enough without adding more to the mix. All right, I appreciate you understanding that. Okay, let's do a 3 cards for the weekend, and then we'll do a group hug. We'll end with a group hug tonight. Yeah, so let's not get into the weeds with the world news, because it's upsetting. I'm so sorry to do this, but I've already asked. Okay, ready? I mean, I already asked and you kept doing it. Is it Maria's birthday? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Maria. Happy birthday to you, you Leo girl. For the weekend. Lean into our strength. So important. We're getting stronger. Our purity of heart makes us extremely strong. Listen up. The more purity in your heart, the stronger the collective gets. So important. Did you like that, Maria? I don't sing to many people. I don't sing the birthday song to many people. an achiever. We are going to see that we're getting somewhere. And many more. We're going to see that we're getting somewhere, okay? So everyone keep your chin up. Focus on what you're able to focus on. If something's bringing your energy down, remember Michael Garrity was talking about that Star Trek episode. If the negative entities come around you and make you feel all down, and then you fall for it, and you fall down, and you feel down, and you're all depressed, and you're all hopeless, and you're all in a puddle of grief, it feeds on that. So do whatever you possibly can. That's why I have Off the Ledge every single day. All you have to do is tune into my channel, and there it is, spiritual upliftment. That's why we have Church of Spirituality. That's why we come together to raise the vibration. I don't care how many few views I have compared to other channels. I don't care. What matters is that we're together and we're raising the energy, and that's what we're going to do right now. Butterfly is saying, I have a birthday once a year. Good for you. Ready? We're going to do a group hug, and we're going to think about our positivity. And I don't mean Pollyanna positivity. I mean really strong love for humanity and love for our country, whatever country you're in, is lifting the vibration. The concentration camps are shut down, and this mob, this fascist mob, is removed, and Putin is removed, and we have a chance at world peace. And for all the people that are struggling, and the people that are afraid, the people that are terrified, the homeless people that Dumpy's now, I don't know what he's doing about that. We won't get into that right now, but let's lift up all the people that are struggling and really upset. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Group hug. We're lifting the vibration for all of us and sending it out like a ripple. See it rippling out. White light rippling out. It works. Energy is real. All right. Thank you for that. Please hit the thumbs up on the way out if you haven't already. Please subscribe. Please book a session. I'll see you over the weekend. And don't forget Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern, Church of Spirituality. Our theme for July has been Divine Freedom. All right. Love you lots. Namaste.